Okay, this should be recording. Awesome. And I can basically just share screen. Go. We are in. Turn off this camera. Sweet. Ah. All right, sweet. We're recording now. Okay, so today we're going to talk about minerals of Washington State. Later, I'm probably going to show you some in my collection. Depends how much time we have. And okay. So why do people collect minerals? I mean, that's kind of an obvious question because they're kind of pretty, they look nice, like this one, just like this one, you know? Um, and and then people, how do people determine value in a mineral collection? So, like, or a specific specimen. In a specific specimen, there's a lot of different factors that determine the value. I think we can go back to this once you can actually see them for yourself. So, okay. So this is what we're dealing with in Washington. Most of Washington is relatively geologically young. I mean, that geologically young means younger than 100 million years old. So, yeah. But the rocks in Washington here get older as you go further east. So, like the rocks on beaches in the Olympic Peninsula are about as young as they get. Some of them are like less than 1 million years old. But if you go to east side of Washington, there's a couple spots that do reach over 100 million years old. And who knows the three different kinds of rocks? Just type in chat. Okay, Elijah got it. So, okay, so yeah, most people, seems like quite a few people know it. So the three types of rocks are sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic. So igneous rocks are just made by cooling lava or magma. Sedimentary rocks are made by pretty much cementing a bunch of small rocks together. They can be large at times, but metamorphic rocks are when igneous, sedimentary, or other metamorphic rocks go under extreme heat and pressure. So in Washington, we don't have that many metamorphic rocks, mostly igneous. And the Olympic Peninsula, which is those mountains you see to the west of Seattle, those are sedimentary. So here's a sedimentary rock. This is sandstone. And here's granodiorite, an igneous rock. Any questions at this point? You can ask anything if you want. Just include your name and your question in the chat. All right, doesn't seem like we have questions. We're gonna move on. Okay, so where can our minerals be found in Washington? Okay, so the main spot in Washington, okay, Adam, why do they get older on the east? So pretty much, North America, a long time ago, most of Washington wasn't existent in North America. You can imagine North America as just the coastline as being somewhere near Idaho or Eastern Washington. But now over time, do you guys know about plates? So pretty much we have a tectonic plate, a big chunk of land that's trying to slide under Washington. And over time, that plate will deposit rocks on both in Washington because the plate builds pressure underground and volcanoes come up, and as well as in a junction where there's like loose mud and sand that get compressed. So that's how the Olympic Mountains came to be, and the Cascade Mountains are volcanoes. So yeah, but the rest of the state is much older. Hope that helped answer your question. So well, okay, so that's pretty much as simple as I can get it, without having to go like 10 minutes. But basically, in the earth, okay, so it doesn't matter. This stuff doesn't matter. I'll just show you pretty rocks later, and you guys are just gonna be like, ooh, wow, okay. So the main area where you see Washington minerals is, if you guys are living in the Seattle area, they're pretty much just to the east of Seattle, the Cascades near Snoqualmie Pass-ish, that area has produced most of the Washington specimens you see in museums and stuff. And those are located in a big lump of granite, pretty much. It's a huge lump of granite. It's like Mount Rainier. Like, what are you talking about? Like, Mount Rainier is too far south. It's much further south than most of the areas that produce good minerals. But the Snoqualmie batholith is pretty much just, you can just imagine it as a huge lump of granite. It's like 50 miles in radius or something like that. And this entire huge lump of granite is the base of an ancient volcano. And once that volcano stopped erupting, the magma stopped coming up and it solidified in a magma chamber underneath the volcano. That's how the granite came there. And okay, so what are zeolites? Zeolites are a type of silicate mineral, which means they have silicon and oxygen in them. And they like to absorb water and they form nice crystals. And so pretty much in a lot of Western Washington, especially Southwest Washington. Olivia, did you hear my answer? What's going on? No, I'm. Okay, actually, change of plan here. I can start my video. You guys can see me now. Okay, so if you guys, hopefully this helps. Okay, so this is Snoqualmie batholith, and Aaron's exactly right. There's a lot of igneous rocks. In fact, the whole thing is pretty much one big igneous rock. It's all made of granite, granodiorite, rocks like that. So the zeolites Aaron was curious about are found in this area here. If you guys can actually see, can you guys see that? Yeah, okay. So they're found in this purple area, and then there's tiny little quartz crystals found in this green area. And up north, you can occasionally find black quartz crystals called smoky quartz, and also blue gemstones called aquamarines. They're very rare and hard to come by up there, though. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the chat. I'm open to answering any of them anytime. What is each? Oh, well, okay. I went through this. This red is the Snoqualmie batholith. It's pretty much a big lump of granite, and there's some interesting minerals inside. This is these are where the quartz crystal deposits. The green is where most of the quartz crystal deposits on the Olympic Peninsula are. And the purple is where the zeolites are found that Aaron was curious about. Why is aquamarine so rare? Well, that's a good question, but it is really rare because of the specific conditions that you need to have it. Even though the primary constituent or the primary ingredient, quote unquote, in aquamarine is beryllium, which is, although it's not a super common, beryllium is just not very common in Earth's crust. So it's very far and few between that you can actually have enough beryllium in one spot to form a good crystal. Yeah, and the aquamarines, as I said, are found in the blue spot up here in northeastern Washington. All right, so this is what I'm looking for in my mineral collection. I'm looking for as many of these factors as possible. I'm trying to find a specimen that is not damaged, which means it can't have any little marks on it or anything like that. I'm trying to find a specimen that has really good quality on hopefully all of its minerals, but probably one or more. I'm looking for a specimen that's from a rare place, or we call it a locality. And I'm trying to look for a specimen that's a manageable size. So like, I'm not gonna keep a 100-pound boulder because that doesn't fit my cabinet. And I'm not gonna keep something that I have to look at and appreciate under the microscope because I don't have a microscope and I'm not into really tiny minerals. And I'm also looking for provenance, or who it's been with, who collected it, whose collection has it been in. So there's like multiple famous collectors around here, and people are always looking for specimens that have come from their collections or they have collected. All right, so although I do buy a lot of my specimens, a lot of the times you just have to go dig for them yourself. There's a local spot here called Denny Mountain, and this little canyon here is called Rockhound Gulch. And it's pretty steep. It's actually it's probably steeper than what it looks like right here, but you can get a good idea. And do you guys see the red up there? Right there, that's where the minerals are. because the red color comes from rust, and rust is often a good indicator that there's minerals there, because minerals like pyrite and galena will form rust. And this canyon goes up like 3,000 feet up the side of the mountain. Yep, and that's a look, and that's looking back down. There's more views from digging. Mainly, this is another place called Silver Peak, and the views get pretty good. You're just out in nature alone, and it's beautiful. Like you can see, there's barely even a trail. And the minerals are like up here. This is when this is straying a little bit away from Washington, but this is when I went to Montana last year, and I found smoky quartz and black tourmaline at this spot, which are different kinds of minerals. Smoky quartz is just brown or black quartz. Turn off this video because I'm not going to explain too much. Okay. And black tourmaline is like a 3-sided crystal that's opaque. Yeah. So here I actually hiked up the side of a railroad track. And scoured for what are called pegmatite dikes inside. Opaque means light cannot pass through it. So we're looking for pegmatite dikes and aplite dikes in this railroad cut here. And what those are pretty much spots where a little bit of superheated water saturated with minerals just shot through the rock. And normally, how much would be the one? Okay, Jerry, the one holding my hand right here, these form in crystal pockets, pretty much. So if you find one, you're probably gonna find a bunch of them. But this one was broken, so I had to use super glue to repair it. But I knew exactly it was the one crystal before, like earthquakes or whatnot shattered it into 2 pieces. You can see the break right there, but I was able to repair it. This one, it still got damage, which people don't like in the mineral community. So it's probably worth like $35, probably at most. I mean, it was still a fun find. It's a large crystal for the area, but it's not worth much. Okay, so here is me digging at Crystal Park, Montana, which is a different spot for quartz and amethyst crystals. Wait, let me unmute here so that you can see. So that I can hear. Can you guys hear the video? Cool. No, not really.
Okay, so basically I'm trying to extract the quartz crystal here
from a pocket at Crystal Park, Montana. It just popped out right now. It's a nice smoky citrine quartz, which means it's got tan, gray, and clear tints to it. And later, pretty much, I found this big boy with purple amethyst in the tip right there, and then gray smoky quartz at the bottom. It was a pretty large find. I just saw a flat face sticking out of a hole as I was walking back to my tools, and I was pretty glad I decided to get down and dig. Okay. How much? What do you mean by that? How much? Like how much it's worth, or how many crystals I got out of that pocket, or what? How much money is what worth? The small one is probably like $5. And this big one's probably like $75. Still not much. I still do it for more. Yeah, $5 for the small one, probably. Okay. Okay, so this is another time I went up to Silver Peak. You can see the beautiful Cascade Mountains. That's Snoqualmie Pass right there. If you can see right there. And on the other side of this hill is where all the ski resorts are. And that's where everyone goes skiing in the winter. And this is like some back roads behind there. It's a lot of hiking, but the views are amazing. Honestly, the experience of me digging these things out is way worth more than the rocks themselves. With a couple of exceptions, but not much at all. Yeah. Okay, Alex, what's your question? Do the red mean crystals there? Okay. So that red right there, is from limestone. So it's pretty much a red colored rock rather than having crystals there. But on this nearby mountain, that's where that Sweet Canyon was. Yeah. We go No, we go when we go digging, sometimes we bring a tent. We've never actually camped out overnight. All we've done is we did one multi-day road trip. Actually, I lied. We did 2 multi-day road trips, but I haven't done a backpacking trip yet. To answer your question, Jerry. All right. So here's some crystals right after they come out of the dirt. They're still very, very dirty. Yeah, I did get all of these pictures. These are still very, very dirty, but you can see they're already really shiny. This is a really rare quartz twin one of my friends found last September. That was a really fun day. Where is this? This one was found near Snoqualmie Pass, and this one was found in the middle of nowhere. That's all I'm allowed to say. How much do they cost? I don't buy them. I just find these myself. Or do you mean how much they're worth? This one's worth almost nothing. This one's probably worth like $150. So because it's worth nothing, because you can see right there, it's super damaged and chipped, and people don't like that. When the crystals have dings and chips and fractures all over them, it's not perfect, and people will pay a lot less for a crystal that has that isn't in perfect condition. But this one's in pretty much perfect condition. It's a really, really rare quartz twin. How do you know where to find them? Well, pretty much right now, I'm going to where other people have been, and they say they have found them. I mean, that takes you a long way, because I probably know of 50 to 100 spots in Washington that produce quartz crystals, but there's just not enough time. What kind of crystals are they? These are all quartz crystals here. These are all quartz crystals. Yeah, there's a lot of places. Not enough time to go to all of them. And you really gotta go somewhere multiple times to hit it big there. Here's a photo of me digging out my best pocket I've ever hit. That was a insane day. Why is it so expensive? Why is it worth so much? Well, this is because this is one of the rarest types of quartz twins on the planet. So do you see how you can see how the quartz crystals are joined at a very specific angle, and they stand out from the rest of the crystals that are still covered in dirt. So it's a very rare quartz twin, and some people pay really big money for those. Pretty much inside the quartz crystal, the molecules and atoms are aligned in a specific way to make them that way. What is the thing below the quartz? Well, these are all quartz crystals, but they're covered in black dirt or rust iron oxides, pretty much. You have to soak them in chemicals to get rid of them. And in the background, in this photo right here, you can see a screen or a sifter that we use. Yeah, it is like bunny ears. You can see a screen or a sifter we use. How do you clean the minerals? Well, there's a lot of different ways I clean my minerals. You really get an eye for what a mineral needs after you've cleaned a lot of them. But I always start with a water and toothbrush. I use a Sonicare toothbrush specifically to get the dirt out of the cracks as efficiently as possible. So like an electronic toothbrush, pretty much. And after that, I see how much dirt's left. If there's like crusts and things, I have to throw it in a really aggressive acid. But if there's no crusts and it's just like this kind of orangish staining, I throw it in a product called Iron Out, and I let it sit in there with maximum strength solution for like overnight. Sometimes it takes multiple days. Yeah. Well, I don't throw them. All right, so all right, we're gonna hold off questions for now. We can go back to these. So this is a photo of me digging out one of my best pockets I've ever hit, probably the best pocket I've ever hit. Produced like 80 or 90, several dozens of high quality amethyst scepters, and you guys are gonna be able to see them in a bit. Guys, I need to hold off questions for now, so I won't be able to answer them for the time being. Okay. Yeah, this is last year. Was this last year? No, this was a year before last year. This is the end of 2018. And snow, rain, hail, whatever, I keep going. So, but it's pretty. This was right after the first snow. And on that dig, we found some pretty insane stuff. So here's a before picture of a piece I found on that day. Here's the after. This is what cleaned up to look like. This is a nice cluster of amethyst scepters. I did take the photo myself here as well. Yep. And here's one I found last year. This one was absolutely stunning. I thought it was actually a stick. It just kind of fell out of the hole, and it's like this brown thing. And I was about to like toss it, but I wiped it down. I'm like, whoa, that's not a stick. That's the opposite of a stick. And here's a professional shot I took. It actually has a small anhydro or moving water bubble inside, but I won't be able to show it because it's very small. Yeah, what a stick. Okay, so I mean, why do I do this? I don't need to say anything, do I? This is why. None of these are my pieces, but this is why I'm motivated to go out and collect and keep a mineral collection. Because hopefully one day I'm going to get my hands on one of these. Why is it tip? Okay, so now we're done with the PowerPoint. I will answer 5 questions, and then we can move on to actually seeing rocks. Okay, so I'm gonna answer. Okay, so what do the acids do from Adam? So the acids will take off rust and iron oxides, which is pretty much hardened dirt. And they also dissolve certain minerals I don't like calcite, that obscure other minerals. When you go digging, do you go by a team of people or by yourself? I go both. I don't prefer one to another. What was the mountain? Well, some of these mountains aren't even named, so I can't. Why is it tip purple? Says Aaron. Well, purple quartz is called amethyst, as you may know. And pretty much happens when iron, the element iron, gets inside of squeezes itself inside of the quartz crystal structure, and light bounces off of it in a special way. Why aren't some mountains named? Well, there's so many. If you go on Google Maps and just zoom in on the Cascade Range, yeah. How do you know where to find the crystals? I just go where other people have found crystals previously, and sometimes on my way to finding them, I find more. And that's kind of fun, but I don't do much prospecting myself yet. But I think I'm going to start doing that once I exhaust the list of places that people have already discovered. Yep. I think I'll take one more question here, and then we can transition. Yeah, and these cubes here are pyrite cubes, also called fool's gold. What do you specialize on? I just specialize on minerals of King County, Washington specifically. There's so much to collect. And please turn off your video. Yeah. Yep, fool's gold. Yeah, it's this heavy stuff. I got a few really nice pieces of it to show you guys. Why is the top one blue? It's not. This was taken on an old style camera, and it had to be converted to digital image. So, yeah. Okay, so let's move on to seeing some actual rocks. Is anyone excited? All right, everyone's excited here. Let me just, can I turn my phone? Start the video. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's explore my collection down here. I have a little light box set up. Okay, so do you guys want to see the biggest, smallest, best, worst pieces first? I'm completely flexible. Biggest, worst. Okay. Well, here's a box of some of my worst ones. Actually, I'll show those later. Here's a nice quartz crystal. Can you guys see that clearly? There's a good quartz crystal, and notice it looks like there's like another quartz crystal trapped inside of it. This is called a phantom, and pretty much the quartz grows to a certain point, and then this mineral called chlorite gets deposited on top of the quartz crystal, and then the quartz crystal keeps growing. It looks like it's not. All right, so see another single quartz crystal. This one's good too. This one's really, really clear, which people like. Let me put my computer up top here so I can see what you guys are seeing. This will be fun. Sweet. There's a quartz crystal right there. The phantom quartz. So it seems like everyone's about like what it's worth. So this phantom quartz crystal here, I would sell it for like $25. The single, probably like $20. Yeah, good eye. It is a tiny little bit damaged. You can see tiny little chips right there. You can see there's little bits missing in the edge there, but yeah. It's not so cheap. These are actually very reasonable prices. Okay, so let me show you this one. You saw it before previously. Let me adjust the angle. It's a nice cluster of amethyst scepters. This one was really fun to find. I was really excited when I found it. It was just popped out. I wasn't expecting it at all. All right, here's one that popped out the same day. Where did you get that platform? Well, if you guys want to take a look at what I got going on right now, I pretty much have a poster board here, one of the trifold display things. And I have this LED strip attached to this power bank and some black background. And it takes decent photos too, so I'm happy with it. Here's one that popped out the same day as the previous one. Oh, it's just not very good, is it? There we go. It popped out the same. I've sold a lot of rocks. But I've bought more rocks, and that's kind of a problem. Yeah. Okay, let's move on let's keep going with the amethyst then. It's another piece. It's like a little heart. It's not a twin quartz crystal. I wish it was. The one you're talking about earlier. Which one? I was talking about earlier. Yeah. And here's the biggest amethyst crystal I've found. Let me move it from the display square here so you guys can see it. The one that popped out in the presentation. The like super elongated stick one. That was super clear. Have you found gold and diamonds? No. I never look for valuable minerals. Yeah. I guess I can take you guys digging sometime. There's a beginner spot. That's good. And okay, so remember I was talking about that pocket? Yes, I was talking about that pocket a little while back. Remember that? Here's some of the best crystals from that pocket. These are called scepters, which means like a crystal grew on top of another one. So like, let me get a good one here and I'll show you guys what I mean. So you can see, it's like it has a little step and looks like a crystal grew on top of one. Yeah, they're like candles or torches. This one's a nice one. Yeah, and scepters are pretty rare in the world of minerals. I want to buy one. No, these aren't for sale. I can't sell these. These have sentimental value. Okay, so do you guys remember that super steep canyon we were in? I was talking about, actually, I wasn't in. Yeah, okay, everyone's saying yeah. Okay, let me pull out some minerals I got from there. So that place is called a skarn. That's where granite intruded or grew into limestone and heated up the mineral. Why did they all grow to this shape? Well, it's a crystal structure thing. It's based on how the molecules are inside the specific mineral. This is what you can find inside that little canyon I was talking about in the skarn, where granite came into contact with limestone. There's extreme heat and pressure. So pretty much it formed metamorphic rock, which isn't very common in Washington. This white crystal is called adularia. It's a type of silicate mineral called a feldspar. It's called adularia. And the little shiny things underneath it are garnets. Here's a nice little piece of garnets. Here, let me spell it out in the chat. Adularia. Oops, not private. Adularia. And these are garnets. Okay, so in the same little canyon, if you go all the way up to the top, and that's where it gets super dangerous, you can also find these amazing little amethyst scepter crystals. Here's one. Let's see if I can find these even more. Yeah. This one's nice. And then let me keep this one in the background there. And here's a slightly better one. This size chunkier. And these have super sparkly bits inside. These are crystals of hematite included inside the quartz crystals, which are pretty cool. Why were you up there? To find rocks. Like, why else would I be up there? Yeah, I bought these. Because most of the big pockets that produced these were mined out a long time ago, back in the 80s. 1980s. That was before most of you were born. If most of you are kids. And here's my nicest one in terms of a small one. I have some big ones right now, but they're at a friend's place in Colorado and they're being cleaned professionally. This one's a good one. Yeah, and this is one of the more famous places in Washington for amethyst. Move these off this side. Okay. Where else do I go now? Okay. So going back to that pocket, I did hit. Let me show you guys some of the more better pieces. More better. I don't know. Let me just show you some of the better pieces from that pocket. There's a nice, perfect little scepter there. Why are some tilted? What do you mean? Well, so these guys, I tilt them so that they display better, and that they actually. So these have clear tops that go over them to protect them. But I took them out so you guys could see. So they have to fit in the box. If I just stood them right up, they wouldn't fit. This one is better. Like, let me show you the best one from the previous little thing, square. Like, this one was the best one, the previous one. This one's bigger, better, no damage. There we go. You can see right back here, there's some damage where it grew up against other quartz crystals. Some people are okay with that, where it grew up against other crystals. Some people aren't. It's a matter of personal preference. But this one has no contacts, no damage. Perfect little guy.
Put these guys back. And this one's the best single crystal from that pocket, in my opinion. Because you see that green stick in there? That green stick is a mineral called epidote. And just having epidote in a quartz crystal is already rare enough, but having it in an amethyst scepter, that's like over the top. Epidote. How to spell. Let's do that. Epidote. It's a green mineral. How much is for? Yeah, it is money, dude. It really depends. With these one-time things that are unique. When's the last time I went? Well, I went prospecting last weekend actually. Bunch of places are closed, and all the places are either closed or snowed in, so it wasn't very good in terms of rocks, but it was still nice. There were a lot of good views. Yeah, kind of like episode. All right, so let me put these guys back. Yeah, places are just closing to COVID, and it sucks. COVID-19. Okay. So, put all these guys back here. Be back very shortly. Okay, so if you guys want to see the biggest specimen, someone wants to see a big one. So let me switch it up. What was your first crystal? I found a quartz crystal like 2 years ago. Here's the biggest. Here's one of the bigger ones. It's a large pyrite cube. Doesn't even fit in this box. This is a large section of a pyrite cube. You can probably see. Yeah, you can see my phone right there. No, I did not find it. But this is still Washington. So you can find it. I know places where you can find it, but they're overnight trips, and you gotta hang off the side of a cliff on a rope to get these. Backside. It's a pretty nice crystal. No diamonds. I don't like diamonds, actually. They don't form very good crystals. I'm all about good crystals. Okay, so now we looked at big pyrite crystal. Let's look at big quartz crystal then. Right? Balance it out. Okay, whatever that was. Here's a big quartz crystal. This one's nice. And if you look right in there, there's a little bubble that goes back and forth. So it's about to move. Boop. 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 You guys can see that. Boop. Yeah, you can just see that move back and forth. Where's that bubble? It's right above my thumb. Right there. Boop. Just moved. Boop. Boop. And yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. See that bubble? You don't see? It's right there, above my hand, above my finger right there. You can see the faint outline of it moving back and forth. Do bubbles affect price, quality, value? Yes, definitely. This one, without bubbles, it'd be worth like $30, but it's worth over 100 with bubbles. Because that's not the only one. That's not the only bubble in this crystal. There's one in this face, and then there's like a bunch of others but they're way too small to show. And okay, we're gonna get an upgrade here. There we go. It's from the same place, but this one has much more apparent bubbles. You can just see the bubble right there. Let's see if I can get. Yeah, you can just see it right there. It moves. Yes, the bubbles are very rare, Aaron. You don't see these very often at all. 1 out of 100 amethyst crystals. This one's worth several $100s. It's not damaged. These fractures, we don't count them as damage, by the way. We only count damage as when portions of the crystal are missing. That's when it's damage. Let's see if I can. You can see that. Yep, there you go. Jiggly little bubble. Yeah. These are cool, I guess. You don't see it. How do you not? Okay. Give me a moment. I'm gonna try to show you again. So it's right there, right above my fingertip. It's right in the middle of the screen. And there it moved. Okay, cool. He sees it now. So yeah, the bubble does mean there's water inside, but the bubble itself is made of air, remember that. But around it, it's water, and there's also liquid carbon dioxide, which is really awesome that there's liquid carbon dioxide, because at standard pressure, liquid carbon dioxide cannot exist. So these are under very high pressure inside. If you leave one out in the sun, it'll explode. Julie, it does not dissipate. It doesn't dissipate unless there's a crack. Why water? Because water likes to dissolve stuff, right? And at the time these are forming, you can imagine there's glass or quartz dissolved inside of the water. And as the water cooled, it could hold less and less of it and deposit the quartz. And if certain parts of the quartz grew faster than other parts of the quartz, like let's say this part and this part grew faster than this middle part, it would like enclose that space, right? And then that's how these chambers form. Pretty much certain parts of a crystal overtake others in a race. Okay, back to more pyrite, I guess, for the time being. Here's what I'm talking about with provenance, or who it's been with before. This is a pyrite with quartz. This is a classic Washington pyrite with quartz. Like if you talk to any of my friends and you're like, and you say Washington minerals, and they'll immediately say pyrite and quartz, because that's what Washington is known for. But what really made me buy this specimen was look at how many people's collections this has been in. Let me grab the labels. So each one of these labels is a collection this has been in. This is my label, obviously. But it came from this guy's collection, old price. I didn't buy it for that. And then it came from this guy's collection, Charles Knoll. He was pretty well known. And it came from this guy's collection. This is what makes it special. It came from Bart Cannon's collection. Bart, yeah, he's a legend in the community. So no, this is my This is my label, actually. This is my label. This is my collection label. So you can see, before it got to my hands, it went through 1, 2, 3 people. And I have some friends who have specimens that have gone through like 10 or 12 or more people. And I mean, by itself, it's a decently nice specimen, right? But the labels add so much more value to it. Please turn off your video, or I'm going to do it for you. Stop video. There you go. Okay. So, all right. So, what do you guys want to see? I think we have like around 20 minutes. So, what do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see pyrite, or do you guys want to see more amethyst? Everyone's just looking for money. Okay. I don't have aquamarine, I'm sorry. Amethyst, pyrite, worst. I already showed you the worst ones I have out today. Rarest. I don't really have many rare minerals with me here, but I guess if we're talking about rarity here, here's a little barite. It's like a flag. Let me take it off the display here. Yeah, I'll just show you the best ones, I guess. It's like a little flag. And it's so cool because it's just perched on a single little quartz crystal. It looks like a tree. Yeah, it kind of does. Yep. That's pretty much the rarest King County mineral I have here. Barite. Obsidian. I don't have obsidian. We don't get that in King County, Washington. Let me show you. Okay. Let me show you this guy. I call him the beast here. This is quartz crystals. These clear ones are quartz crystals, and these brassy ones are pyrite crystals. I got a bunch of obsidian at Yellowstone. I don't actually think this thing is, it really depends who you ask. This, like how much it's worth. Some people will say like $500. Some people will say like $1,500. I'll show amethyst right after this one and another pyrite. Actually, I'll just show amethyst. I'll just show another amethyst here. There we go. This is a cluster of amethyst scepters. It's from the Spruce Claim, where most of the pyrite come out, surprisingly. They have a small zone up there that produces these, but this is very rare. They because the pockets they weather and decompose over time, so they're not. So most of the pockets just end up with little broken purple crystals, but this one stayed complete. If you smash it, it would look cool. You can buy. Oh, I bought this one. My most expensive purchase ever, but I'm not going to disclose how much I got it for. Oop. My little background isn't really working too well today. There we go. Okay, that should stay. The biggest one, I mean, that beast one is the biggest one I bought, pretty much. Aside from that, yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's just alternate amethyst and pyrite. How about that? Everyone likes that. Biggest one I mined or found. There's some calcite clusters. They're really big, like 15 pounds, 20 pounds, but they're all beat up and bad. It's a good pyrite on quartz. This was at the beginning of the slideshow, if you recognize. If you're here from the beginning, I applaud you. So let's talk about it. So this one is in my collection for a variety of reasons. So look at the clarity of the quartz. So I'm looking for quality in minerals, right? So here's the clarity, and you can see the quartz is really high quality, very clear, very has good luster, very shiny. That's pretty much what it means. And the pyrite is insanely good quality. The pyrite is like a mirror. Super razor sharp, textbook form, and it's perched on high quality quartz. The only downside to this specimen is that right there, missing crystal. If that was not there, I probably wouldn't be able to afford it. If that crystal was still there, this would not be in my collection. Which one's my favorite? Oh, yeah, I'll get to that with the next amethyst piece. So some of them are worth a lot of money. A lot of them aren't. This one's probably not worth a lot of money, but it has a deepest meaning in my heart. I found this in the pocket I was talking about in 2018. Pyrite is called fool's gold because people would see little flakes of pyrite in their gold pans and think it was gold. But then they're just stupid or they're being a fool, so that's why it's called fool's gold. This one's the nicest one out of that pocket. Yeah. September 2018. It passed so fast. Okay. I guess we're gonna look at a chalcopyrite. Why not? Okay, so this is a chalcopyrite. So pyrite is iron sulfide. Why does it have a deep meaning? Because that was pretty much a first significant piece I found. And after I posted that online, a bunch of people reached out to me. That's how I really got started with talking to people online. So chalcopyrite is pretty much the copper version of pyrite. Pyrite is made of iron and sulfur, and chalcopyrite is made of copper, iron, and sulfur. And chalcopyrite forms these triangular tetrahedral crystals rather than cubic crystals that pyrite forms. Tetrahedral. Tetrahedral. It's not very important, but it just means they form four-sided shapes with triangles on each side. Tetrahedral. That's how you spell it. Yeah. Okay. How much more time do we have? We got like 10 minutes. Okay, this is paced pretty well. So Let's go back to amethyst here. There's one. Yeah. This is from my friend's mining claim. The Purple Hope claim. So pretty much how mining claims work is pretty much, you say, oh, I was here first. And then you get all the mineral rights to that land. As long as you pay like $150 to government each year, you get to keep that land, get to keep the mineral rights, which means you can dig any rocks and minerals you want on it. No, 150 is not actually very much. When you're talking about, when people are actually making a living out of this, they're making like tens of thousands of dollars each year. So like $150 just to keep a claim is not much at all. You can see the amethyst is sceptered, which means they form scepters, which remember is like a big crystal here, growing on top of a small crystal. This one was actually the first rock I ever bought. How are they perfectly formed? Well, that's how the atoms and molecules work inside. You know, it's like salt crystals. They just form perfectly. If you've ever tried growing salt. Yeah. I found that the plastic golf pencils can be a really nice support as well. To prop this up so that it displays well. Otherwise it'll just be flat. Cool little piece there. Okay, back to pyrite. This is one of the, this was, I got this pretty early in my collection as well. Still nice. Very good. Yeah, almost like a crown. I called, these crystals here are called anchorite or dolomite crystals. Very nice quartz crystals here. Dolomite. Public. Yep. These are dolomite crystals on top of the, so this has dolomite and pyrite on top of quartz crystals. What I like about this piece is the dolomites are on the top, and then like the pyrites are always like halfway down the crystals. Okay, so I'm saving best for last, right? So so here's one of the better ones I have in my collection. I like weird quartz, weird forms of quartz. This is no exception. This is called a Japan Law twin, where crystals form at almost 90 degrees. It's like 85 point something. And then you can see they're perfectly aligned with each other. Yeah, people call these butterfly twins or heart twins. Depends how long these crystals grow out from each other. Some of them look like hearts when they don't grow very far. How much money is this worth? Like somewhere in the 70 to 90 range, I would say. Okay, so remember those rare quartz twins I was talking about? Like that one little one my friend found? I found one that's even rarer. This one's the first one ever found. I found this one in September of last year. This is the first Sella Law twin in the world ever to be found. Let me take it off the base here. I don't know how much it's worth. It's priceless right now. Ooh, a tree. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I like it. It's like a little arm sticking out to the side. All right. I'm gonna put this back. Let's get something else. Let's get a couple more things to wrap it up here. We're almost out of time. Okay, let's see. What should I get? Oh, this is cute. This is a pyrite crystal with those dolomite crystals on it. I mean, no price. I'm not selling it, but it's probably, I don't know how much it's worth. I have no clue. No one knows how much it's worth. It's just worth how much people are willing to pay for something like that. You gotta find the right person to buy it, and then they'll pay a lot. Like for that one twin, there's probably someone out there who's willing to pay like a couple hundred or something. I didn't buy that twin. I found that twin. This pyrite was like $25, which was a pretty good deal. Looks like a turtle. How does this look like a turtle? I'm having a hard time understanding. I guess, sort of, at an angle like this. Yeah, turtle. I guess. But this, if I were to take this off the base, give me a moment. So there is damage on that corner, but if I were to take that off the base, there's a lot of angles you can display this at. Snail in an overgrown shell. I know. Minerals are very exciting when they look like other things. Okay. Maybe a couple more here. Here's another one of those chalcopyrites, but sometimes they form like rainbows. This is a nice rainbow chalcopyrite. And that's how you spell it right there. I have one. Well, do you have crystals? Because these are chalcopyrite crystals. This isn't just a chunk of chalcopyrite. These are crystals. You know what? I did not find this. This was found by a good friend of mine back in the 1970s and 80s. The purple thing, it's all chalcopyrite. It displays iridescence on it. It's like it has a whole range of colors. Yeah, a lot of these were found. Like I have one that probably goes back to, I don't know. This one, I know for sure. The ones that were found in the canyon, these guys were found. This guy was probably found in the 60s. So before Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. No. Okay, so stick. Yeah, it's about time to show it, isn't it? The moment you've all been waiting for. Here's a stick. The torch. There it is. Yeah. This is probably, in terms of value, the best rock I've ever found. Let me take it off the base. Is it sharp? It's all right. The pirates are more sharp. How much is it worth? Crystal like this. Some of my friends say like somewhere between 150 to 450 bucks. For a stick. The base is acrylic. There's an acrylic square here. And I throw this mineral putty on it. It's kind of sticky gum-like stuff. And I just stick it right there. And then stick it on and it's ready to go. Yeah, putty. Exactly. That stuff. Yeah. Are there any questions? Are there any rocks you want to see again? I'll keep showing stuff. Fluorite. I don't collect fluorite as a rule. We don't get it in Washington, so I don't collect it. There's a couple upstairs in my resale flats that I use for business, but they're not very good. Any with cool colors. You guys just want to see more amethyst. This is a good scepter with pyrite. It's good. Do another. Show all of them again. I don't have enough time. I got 10 minutes. What's your favorite piece? Tell me what your favorite piece was, and I'll show it. The beast. Okay. Let's get the cotton off of it. No. Big pointy amethyst. The big one. There's a big one again. I got this one early last year. It was like January. Some guy online's like, hey, I'm at the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. There's this guy selling this thing for an outrageously low price. You want me to bring it home for you? Yeah, I'm like, of course, dude. You should have done it anyway. Tools. Oh, I forgot to talk about my tools. Okay, so I have a hammer, a chisel, and my hammer's not small. It's a 3-pound hammer. It's a big hammer. I use a cold chisel, and then shovel, of course. I don't use pickaxes, actually. Pickaxes are more suitable for soft material like clay, but they don't bust through hard rock. Unlike what Minecraft has told you. The big pointy amethyst. Let's get that thing again. I know, they break in Minecraft, whatever. At the same, you oh my god, everyone plays Minecraft. Big pointy amethyst. I used to play. But okay, we got time for one last rock, guys. Which one do you want to see? Again. There's a bubble in there and it's moving. Exactly. Which one do you guys want to see again? Tools, pictures, pick, love Roblox. Worst. Same. The stick. Okay. Priciest. Okay. Let's finish it off with a good one, you know? You've seen this one. It's one of the best. Priciest, yeah. Made my bank account cry. Look at that deep color. That color is so good. Yeah. There we go. Well, thank you everyone for joining. I think I have. How did you get money to buy stuff? I did tutoring and stuff, but mostly now I just buy stuff. For cheap and then sell it for higher prices. Amethyst. Some amethyst is transparent. Okay, thank you guys for coming. I think I got time for one more question before I have to sign off here. No, my bank account's not actually crying. We got time for one last question. If anyone wants to ask one, ask now. I'll stick around for maybe a minute or two for questions, but people are leaving here. Well, I am doing a gem business actually, UD. I am. I do have a business. I buy and sell mineral specimens, but the best spot is probably this spot. The Spruce Claim. Amethyst scepters, pyrite and quartz, everything. I know the best public spot, can I see all of them again? Sorry, we don't have any more time. I know, it sucks. No. All right. If no one has any more questions, thank you guys all so much for coming. Thank you again. Bye.